It was a bright morning in Lagos, Surulere. The hustle and the bustle of the city echoed across the streets. Vendors shouting to sell their goods, downfall buses honking their horns, and people hurriedly moving about their daily routines. In the peaceful area of the city, hidden away from the noise, stood a beautiful, well-maintained house, the residence of Mr. and Mrs. Nwosu, whose wealth and influence in the city were well known. Omalisha walked briskly out of her parents' duplex. Mr. Nwosu, a successful architect, was reviewing blueprints in his study, while her mother, Mrs. Nwosu, a well-known caterer in Lagos, was busy preparing for a high-profile event. Their home was a blend of elegancy and warmth, reflecting the wealth they had earned over the years. At 25, Omalisha was the epitome of beauty and grace and intelligence. Her glowing brown skin, almond-shaped eyes, and slender figure turned heads wherever she went. She had a quiet confidence and a love for education that kept her focused on her studies in business administration at the University of Lagos. "Daddy, I am off to school," Omalisha called out. "Come here, Adam, come," her father replied, using the affectionate Igbo term for his daughter. He handed her a bundle of naira notes. "For you, my Ada, use it for anything you need." "Thank you, Daddy. I will make you proud," Omalisha said, giving him a quick hug. Her best friend Ebere often marveled at how perfect her life seemed. But despite their closeness, Omalisha didn't know much about her family or anything much about her life. Though Ebere usually seemed happy and always tell Omalisha that everything is fine. One fateful morning, Omalisha received a devastating call. Her parents had been involved in a fatal car accident on their way to a wedding in Enugu. The shock paralyzed her. Ebere rushed over to comfort her immediately she heard of the news. "It's okay to cry, Omalisha. Just cry it out," Ebere whispered, holding her. "How can I cry? How can I cry, Ebere, when I have lost everything?" Omalisha sobbed. "They were my world, my life, Ebere, my entire world." After the burial in their hometown of Amachara, her uncles descended on her family's wealth like vultures. They claimed everything, her father's property, cars, and accounts, because in their world, a man's legacy belonged to his male children. When Omalisha protested, her uncle Chief Okoro said firmly, "You are a woman, Omalisha. You are a woman. The only thing you can do is to come back and stay with us in this village and learn how to farm. That is the only thing you can do. And probably one day a man will come and marry you out. So this is the only way you can survive now. And that is the only way we survive here." "No, uncle, no." Omalisha stood her ground. "I want to finish my education. I'm in my third year and I only have 1 year in the university, uncle. Please, you can't do this to me." "That's not our concern, no, Omalisha. I have told you, it's either you come back and stay in this village with us. You have a room in your father's house. You have one room there. Because you are a woman, you are going to marry one day. It's either you stay or you have other options. You are a woman, do anything you like. But this is the least we can offer you." Disillusioned and penniless, Omalisha called Ebere. I can't stay here anymore, Ebere. I want to come back to Lagos. But the problem is that I don't have where to stay. My uncles have seized everything." "Omalisha, of course, you are my sister. You can stay with me. You can come back and stay with me, okay? Ebere assured her. Back in Lagos, Ebere welcomed her into her modest one-bedroom apartment. It was then that Omalisha discovered the truth about Ebere's lifestyle. I have been sponsoring myself through school, Ebere confessed, but not the way you think. I will tell you everything. I have been telling you that everything is fine, but I entertain men. That is what I do to survive. You mean you sleep with them? Omalisha asked, stoned. Yes, I hated it at first, but it pays. It pays the bills, Ebere admitted. And I help my family too through this means. And this is the only way I can survive. You can join me if you want. And as it stands now, you don't have any other means to survive and to complete your education. You can join me so that you can finish your final years and maybe you will see something to do after that. Ebere's word rang in Omalisha's ear every night. Desperate to finish her education, she eventually agreed to join. Ebere introduced her to Kunle, a wealthy businessman who paid generously for companionship. Kunle looked her over when they first met. You are stunning. You will make a fortune. You are so beautiful, he said. Despite her disgust, Omalisha pushed herself through it, focusing on her goal, graduation. 2 years later, she had her degree, but felt trapped by the life she had chosen. I can't do this anymore, Ebere, Omalisha said. One night, I need to leave. Leave? Where would you want to go? Ebere asked, hot at the same time. We have been through so much together. Where do you think you have now that you want to go? Omalisha? I will figure things out. I will be leaving first thing tomorrow morning. The next morning, Omalisha left without saying goodbye to Ebere. Omalisha decided to go back to Amachara and start her life afresh. When she reached her village, Amachara welcomed her back with mixed feelings. Her uncle grudgingly gave her the one room in her father's compound where they left for her. Using her savings, she opened a small provision shop. The villagers admired her humility and kindness, unaware of her past. One evening, as she closed her shop, she saw an elderly woman struggling with heavy bags. Let me help you, Mama, Omalisha offered. Bless you, my daughter, the woman said. I am Mama Ifani. You can call me Mama Ifani, okay? From that day, Omalisha often visits Mama Ifani, helping with chores and keeping her company. Mama Ifani was a widow whose only son, Ifani, lived in Lagos. Omalisha, my son is very successful, she often bragged to her. But he is stubborn about getting married. Anytime I call him, if maybe he has seen a wife, he will say, no, Mama, always no. I don't know why. My son, I think he's unlucky with women. I've told him that I will bring him a wife myself if he can't find a wife, because me, I want to have my grandchildren. Yes, Mama Ifani would always say to Omalisha. One day, as they peeled cassava together, Mama Ifani said, Omalisha, I want you to know that you are a very good girl. And I like you so much. But the thing is, I would want you to consider marrying my son. because I've told him that I am going to find a wife for him. And you are a perfect match. You are everything a man would want. So, if you accept to marry my son, it will be nice. And my son will accept you too, because he's a very good man. Omaricha froze. Mama, I don't know yet. I don't know. I would like to think about it. Let me think about it and tell you what I conclude. Think about it, my daughter. Think about it, because this is about marriage. I don't want you to rush things, but I want to assure you that my son is kind and hardworking. Mama Ifeanyi said gently. Days later, Omaricha agreed. Mama Ifeanyi was overjoyed and wasted no time. She visited Omalicha's uncles, who accepted the bride price. Weeks later, Omalicha and Mama Ifeanyi boarded a bus to Lagos. Omalicha's heart raced. Would her new husband accept her? She asked herself. When they arrived at Ifeanyi's mansion, Mama Ifeanyi said, "He will be home soon, my daughter." Omalicha, don't worry. He will be home just very soon. Let's settle in and wait, okay? Omalicha looked around luxurious home and wondered, what kind of man is this Ifeanyi sef? She said to herself, no problem. Let me wait and see. It was late evening when Ifeanyi arrived home. The sound of his car pulling into the driveway made Omalicha's heart raised. Mama Ifeanyi smiled knowingly. Yes, my son, I think, is here. My son is here, she said, adjusting her scarf. Let's go and greet him, okay? Let's just go and welcome him. As Ifeanyi walked into the living room, his tall, broad-shouldered frame exuded confidence. His dark complexion and sharp features gave him an air of authority. But his kind eye softened his appearance. He paused, taking in the sight of the young woman standing beside his mother. Mama, who is this? He asked, raising an eyebrow. My future daughter-in-law. What is future self? No, she is my daughter-in-law. I have paid her bride price, Mama Ifeanyi declared proudly. Meet Omalicha. She is your wife. Omalicha shyly looked at Ifeanyi as she greeted. Good evening, sir. Ifeanyi blinked in surprise, then let out a smile. Mama, are you serious? I'm not sure you are serious, Mama. Ifeanyi, let me tell you, I am dead serious. She is a good girl from a very respected family. Omalicha is a very good girl. And moreover, you have wasted enough time. So, I decided to bring a wife for you by myself. She will make a good wife. Just don't worry. You have to try her. I know her. Omalicha is a very good girl. Okay? Mama, please, can I speak to you privately? Mama, Ifeanyi said, gesturing towards the hallway. Omalicha sat awkwardly in the living room as their voice carried through the house. Mama, you can't just bring a woman here and call her my wife, Ifeanyi protested. She's not just any woman, no. Mama Ifeanyi countered. She is respectful, kind, and hardworking, unlike those city girls who only cared about your money. And moreover, if you could find a wife for yourself, why wasted much time until I bring one for you? Let me tell you, there is nothing you can do at this moment, too, because her bride price have been paid, and now she is officially your wife. But Mama, I don't even know her, Ifeanyi argued. You will get to know her. Don't worry, okay? Mama Ifeanyi said firmly. She is staying, and that is final, because we are not returning any bride price again. It has been paid. End of discussion. Over the next few days, Ifeanyi and Omalisha shared polite but distant interaction. Ifeanyi was civil, but his words were up. "Do you like it here?" he asked one evening. "Yes, of course. I like it. It's a beautiful house," Omalisha replied, avoiding his gaze. "But I noticed you are quiet," he observed. "Mama said you are from our village, Amachara. Is that true?" "Yes, of course. I am from Amachara. I lived there alone, though my uncles are there as well." "Okay, that is nice." One afternoon, Ifeanyi's best friend Kunle dropped by. His flashy demeanor and loud personality filled the room. "So, Ifeanyi, this is the wife Mama chose for you, huh?" Kunle asked, eyeing Omalisha. "Yes," Ifeanyi replied. "She is fine," Kunle said with a smirk. "You are lucky, my guy," he laughed. Omalisha's stomach shrunk as she recognized Kunle. He was one of Ebere's wealthiest clients and had been hers too during her darkest days. Kunle's expression briefly faded as their eyes met, but he quickly masked it with a grin. That night, Omalisha couldn't sleep. Kunle's presence threatened to unravel everything. She considered telling Ifeanyi the truth, but feared his reaction. The next morning, Kunle confronted her outside the house. "You are here." As Ifeanyi's wife, he sneered. "Please, don't say anything," Omalisha begged. Kunle laughed. "Relax. I said relax. Your secret is safe for now, but you owe me." Despite the tension, Omalisha and Ifeanyi began to grow closer. He admired her humility and the way she carried herself, and also for the fact that she cared for his mother so much. One evening, he found her in the kitchen, struggling with a particular recipe. "Need help?" he asked, rolling up his sleeves. She laughed nervously. "Can you cook?" "A little," he said, chopping onions with surprising skill. Their laughter filled the kitchen, and for the first time, Omalisha felt a flicker of hope. Kunle began to drop hints around Ifeanyi, teasing him about knowing more than he thinks about his wife. Ifeanyi grew suspicious but chose to ignore it. One day, Kunle countered Omalisha again. "You are playing housewife perfectly well, but how long can you keep this up?" "What do you want from me?" Omalisha snapped. "Nothing, no. Yet. I don't think I need anything yet," he said with a sly grin. Things came to a head during a family dinner. Mama Ifeanyi, sensing the tension, asked, "What's wrong, my children?" Ifeanyi sighed. "Mama, I need to know the truth." "Omalisha, is there something you are not telling me? Because I am noticing something these days." Oh. Omalisha's heart pounded. Before she could respond, Kunle walked in, uninvited. "Well, since everyone is here, maybe I should speak," Kunle said. "Kunle, this is not your place," Ifeanyi snapped. "But what is it that you want to say? Eh?" But Kunle ignored him. "Omalisha and I have history. And as you can see, I don't think she have told any of you, because I can see that the both of you are still curious." "Aren't you curious, Mama?" Kunle asked. "But what history?" Ifeanyi demanded, his voice raising. Omalisha stood up, trembling Let me explain, she stammered. Go ahead, Ifeanyi said coldly. She took a deep breath. After my parents died, I had nothing. I made terrible choice to survive. Kunle was part of my past, but that is not who I am anymore. That was the choices I made when I don't have any means to survive. Ifeanyi stared at her, his expression unreadable. Why didn't you tell me, Omalicha? Why do you keep it away from me? He asked. I was afraid you will hate me, she admitted. Kunle smirked. Well, there you have it. He laughed. Get out of my house. Ifeanyi glowed. I say get out, Kunle. What? Kunle said, taken aback. You heard me, Kunle. I say leave. Ifeanyi said, his voice firm. That night, Ifeanyi sat alone in his study. Omalisha knocked softly. May I come in? She asked. Ifeanyi nodded. Yes, you can. I am sorry, she said. I should have been honest. You should have, he agreed. But everyone has a past. What matters is who you are now. Omalisha, I forgive you, okay? I will not use any of this against you. Moreover, you have been a good girl since you came into this house with Mama. So, I forgive you. I will not bear any grudges against you. Tears streamed down her face. Thank you for understanding, Ifeanyi. Thank you so much. I am grateful. He reached out and took her hand. Let's move forward together, okay? Kunle, humiliated, vowed to expose Omalisha's past to the world. He began spreading rumors, but Ifeanyi stood by her side. Mama was right about you, Omalisha. He told her one evening, you are strong and you have overcome so much, and I am very happy for you. Days turned into weeks, and Ifeanyi and Omalisha grew closer despite Kunle's scheming. Ifeanyi began to see the depth of Omalisha's character, her kindness, resilience, and unwavering determination to move past her mistakes. She, in turn, admired his patience and strength. One evening, while sitting on the balcony overlooking the Lagos skylight, Ifeanyi opened up about his struggles. You know, he began, sipping his drink. I have been burned so many times by women who saw me as nothing but more than a bank account. That is why I was so guarded when Mama brought you here. I understand, Omalisha replied softly. I felt unworthy of you. I thought my past would ruin everything. Ifeanyi turned to her, his eyes sincere. We all have a past, Omalisha. What matters is what we build together now, okay? Don't hold back onto your past. Kunle, feeling spurned, decided to escalate his attack. He anonymously sent an email to a gossip blog detailing Omalisha's past life. The blog published the story, and soon whispers began to circulate in Ifeanyi's business cycle. One afternoon, Ifeanyi's assistant, Ada, walked into his office, holding her phone. Sir, I think you need to see this, she said, handing it to him. The headline read, Lagos wealthy businessman Ifeanyi exposed as his wife was a former Ross girl. Ifeanyi's jaw clenched as he read the article. That evening, he showed the blog to Omalisha. Don't worry, Omalisha. I am with you. We are going to go through this together. Okay? Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. Thank you for standing by me. As the rumor spread, Ifeanyi took control of the narrative. He issued a statement to the press defending his wife. "My wife past does not defend her," he told the reporter. "She is a remarkable woman and I am proud to have her by my side." The scandal didn't break Omalisha. Instead, it strengthened her resolve. She began volunteering at a shelter for women, using her story to inspire others. "If I can rebuild my life, so can you," she told the women. Her work caught the attention of local media, and soon the narrative shifted and people began to see her not as victim of her past, but as a symbol of resilience and hope. To solidify their love and silence criticism from people, Ifeanyi proposed a grand wedding celebration. "I want the world to see how much I love you, Omalisha," he told her as he slipped a diamond ring on her finger. The wedding was a blend of Igbo and modern traditions. Omalisha wore a stunning gorgeous wrapper with coral beads, her beauty breathtaking as she danced to the rhythm of the talking drum. Ifeanyi, in his regal isiagu and red cap, couldn't take his eyes off her. The event was attended by people of dignities, friends and family, all captivated by the love story unfolding before them. As newlyweds, Ifeanyi and Omalisha settled into a life of mutual respect and understanding. Ifeanyi's support allowed Omalisha to expand her work with the shelter, and she soon became a renowned advocate for women empowerment. Mama Ifeanyi, proud of her son's choice, often visited and doted on her daughter-in-law. "You have brought so much joy into this family," she told Omalisha one day. "Thank you for everything, Omalisha. Thank you. Thank you for standing by my son too. You are a good woman." Kunle's attempt to sabotage Omalisha and Ifeanyi's marriage eventually backfired. His reckless lifestyle caught up with him, and he lost significant business deals. One day, he showed up at Ifeanyi's office, desperate for help. "Ifeanyi, I am sorry," Kunle said, his voice cracking. "I made a terrible mistake. Please, Ifeanyi, I need your help. Please, my friend. I am sorry for everything." "You need to fix it yourself, Kunle," Ifeanyi replied. "I have moved on, and you should too. Please, leave my office and don't return back again." A year later, Omalisha gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. The entire family celebrated the arrival of their newborn. The boy was named Chukwebuka in Igbo, which means God is great, and the girl was named Chidebere, which means God is merciful. Holding their babies, Omalisha whispered, "You two are proof that love and second chances can create something beautiful." Omalisha and Ifeanyi's home become a beacon of hope for others. They balance their careers, family life, and community service, showing their love could conquer even the darkest past. One evening, as they sat on their balcony, watching their children play, Ifeanyi turned to Omalisha. "I am glad Mama brought you into my life," he said, smiling. "And I am glad you gave me a chance," Omalisha replied, her eyes shining with gratitude. Their journey was far from perfect, but together they had built a life filled with love, redemption, and unshakable unity. The end. The moral lesson of this story is that your past does not define your future. With honesty, resilience, and love, you can overcome mistakes and build a meaningful life. It also teaches the importance of making thoughtful decisions rather than acting in haste to avoid regrets and lifetime consequences. And remember that true acceptance comes from those who see your worth beyond your flaws. So guys, if you like my story, you can support me by subscribing to my channel liking my videos, and also sharing it to your loved ones. And don't forget to write down your opinion down below on the comment section, and also turn on your notification bell so you will be notified when I upload our next story. Bye, and see you in my next one.